my channel. I'm Dani Walker. Today's episode is all about scams in the modeling industry. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notifications bell for more content like this, and follow me on social media at Dani Walker. I want to make some clarifications coming from the perspective that I am an agency represented model. I have been for many years, and I want to tell you what's normal and what is not normal so you know if you are getting scammed. First thing, let's talk about what a real agency for modeling or talent actually is. If it is legitimate, then it will be licensed by SAG or AFTRA. These are the entertainment unions that make sure that you get paid. There's certain regulations. They're acting on behalf of the talent, which would be you. If you want to make sure you're with someone legitimate, then either ask them or look into them to make sure that they are licensed by SAG and AFTRA. You need to look into that first if you're like, is this legitimate or not? Now let's talk about what is normal. Lots of girls message me and they say, I want to be a part of this modeling agency, but I don't have the money to pay for it. Red flag number one, you do not pay for agents or managers. Let me explain what you will pay for in just a moment, but how all of this works. No agency and no manager that is legitimate is going to ask for money up front. A lot of young girls, parents included, or young guys are confusing an agency or a management company with a modeling, acting, or entertainment school. So for example, things like John Casablanca, John Robert Powers. Not that those things are necessarily a scam, but I need you to understand what their purpose is and what they're actually doing. Taking classes for modeling and acting can help you, especially if you're just starting out, but they are in no way required or necessary to sign up for those types of modeling and acting schools, and they are no guarantee that you will actually sign up with a legitimate modeling agency. So I just want you to understand there's a difference between agents and managers, and then entertainment schools that are helping you build some of the skills that you will need for castings and for auditions. Yes, you have to pay for schools, and no, you will not pay for an agent or a manager. I have unfortunately been hearing that some girls in the pageant industry have been paying monthly fees for someone to manage them. That is a scam, ladies. That's not how this works. Your agent or manager only makes money when you make money. When you go in and when you sign with your modeling agency or management company, you're going to sign a contract for a certain period of time, and there's going to be certain considerations in that contract. There are things for exclusive contracts, which means you can only work and book through them, or there are things like non-exclusive contracts where you can work basically as freelance, or you can have multiple modeling agencies that are representing you for other things. So for example, if you were represented by one group for runway and if you were represented by a different group for commercial work. So you can do things like that. It's set up so it's fair. They only make money when you make money. So this is how it works. When I get booked for jobs, or now when I get booked for collaborations with different brands, my agency is the one that is coordinating, and they're the person between me and the brand. They're negotiating contracts for me, they're negotiating rates for me, and the important thing is they're creating these contracts that are binding. So that means when I book a job and I sign a contract and a brand signs it as well, they have to pay me legally. After you do the job, they're going to send a check to your agency, and then the agency sends you your money minus their fee, which is between 15 and 20% dependent on the type of representation they're giving to you. But 15 to 20% is normal, it's standard. They're getting their cut, plus an agency also charges a brand an extra 20% on top of what they are going to be paying you. So the agency gets their cut from you, and they also are getting the cut from the brand. The reason that we have things like that is because when you are a part of a real agency or a management company, you are meeting a certain standard within the industry. So that could mean that you have built a resume. It could mean you are maintaining your measurements, which is really important for fashion and modeling jobs. They need to know that whatever's on your comp card is how you're going to show up. And also there is this idea that there is a level of professionalism. When models only work freelance, clients, a lot of them are really flaky. So the thing about having an agent to a brand is that there's almost this guarantee of professionalism from you, because they know that if you don't show up to that job that your agency booked you for, your agent can drop you. They might not renew your contract for next year. That's a nice guarantee that brands have by working with agencies, which is why really great brands are gonna do that. I have heard of girls who have been burned because they operated outside of their agency and they did not get contracts that were binding and they didn't get paid in the end. And that's not what you want to happen. Everything's changing because of influencer marketing, but that is why now there are influencer agencies and not just modeling agencies. So let's say that you don't meet those standards of a normal modeling agency or talent agency. Maybe look into an influencer agency, because they're going to be a little more lax on that. They're going to be looking for different things, but do your homework for that as well. If you're liking this episode, be sure to check out my How to Get to New York Fashion Week episode 2. If you've always dreamt of attending New York Fashion Week and you just don't know how to get invited and don't know how to go, I'm going to give you all of my tips for that in this one. Something else I want to touch on is ambassador programs. There are a lot of online fashion brands that will comment on your photo and they'll say, hey, we love your feed, DM us, we want you to be a part of our ambassador program. I want to tell you why most of the time this is not a good idea for you to be a part of. It's not smart. So what happens is you message them or they message you and they basically say, hey, we love your feed and we really want you to wear our stuff, so we'll give you a 50% lifetime discount on all of our products. So just go buy one of our products, wear it, post it on your social media, and then post your code. And your code is for your followers, and then your followers get 20% off, and then you get a commission based off of all of the sales. You're already losing because you're going out there and you're actually paying to be a part of their ambassador program. So that's just like paying for an agent or a manager. You're paying for them to do that so then you can advertise to a following you've already built and they get that advertisement for free. Now let me tell you when ambassador programs do actually work. First of all, you shouldn't be paying for any product as it is. Also think about this. It takes your time and your energy to create any post, and you should always be paid for your time and then also access to your audience. So that is a bare minimum. People who benefit from ambassador programs are ones with massive followings. If you have a highly engaged audience who's commenting hundreds of comments on all of your posts and they're always asking, where do you get this outfit and where are you getting that top? That is an indication of an audience that is ready to buy. And so when people have that type of following, it makes sense to work with companies and to have those discount codes. But for your normal average everyday person who has maybe 2,000 to 5,000 followers, I'm telling you, you are not going to be selling to that audience. They're not prepped and primed and ready to buy what you're selling. Another bad thing about it is the more and more people that agree to this type of influencing or being a part of these ambassador programs, the more and more the companies think that it's okay to do that and it's okay to get advertisement for $0. It is a huge scam, and honestly, I don't even think it's ethical when they know that you're probably not even going to be selling anything to your followers, but they do know that you're going to make a sale for them, and that's really kind of what they're interested in. Now, if there is a brand that you absolutely love that you regularly purchase from, that's another case where it would make sense to be an ambassador for them, to have something like a 50% discount. If you're already purchasing the items, why not have a 50% discount? If you've experienced anything that I've been talking about, comment scam down below because I really want to hear from you. The last thing that I've heard about recently is girls paying to be in fashion shows. That's absolute insanity, especially if you want to be an influencer or a professional model. Ladies and gentlemen, real models do not pay to be in a fashion show to sell clothes for a designer. That literally makes no sense. Could you imagine applying for a job at Starbucks and then you offer to pay Starbucks so that you can sell their products? No, that's the exact equivalent though when you're going in there and paying to be a part of some type of fashion show. And once again, that's just reinforcing to these brands that they can get talent for absolutely free, and really it's decreasing your value. If you go in and you're like, sure, don't pay me to be a part of your fashion show, and you know what, while I'm at it, I'll pay you just to get into your fashion show. Ladies and gentlemen, you are devaluing yourself. You are walking in and telling those brands and those people that you are worth how much? $0. Whenever people people approach me for free jobs and collaborations and tell me it's going to be some huge benefit for me, that, you know, there's this possibility that more people are going to see me and my following is going to grow and I get all these products, I just know that's not how the world works. Like, you are missing out on nothing by turning down all of those jobs that are not willing to see your value and are not willing to pay for your time and energy. Whenever you hear stuff like that, you should feel honestly so just insulted and disrespected that somebody would even approach you and say, well, I'm offering, you know, I only just offer product. They're the ones who are getting all the benefits and you are getting ripped off. So please stop doing things for free. The last thing I want to mention, because everybody's like, what do I have to pay for? And like I said, you shouldn't be paying for anything, but there's a slight exception. So when you do have an agency, some of them will ask you, do you want to be on our website? And some of them will charge a small fee, something like, let's say like, you know, $75, $100 for you to be on their website, because they have to pay their web designer to update their website and to add your profile to the website. So that's just like a random thing that's not required that I have heard of for agencies. And the other thing is comp cards. Once you get accepted to an agency, they typically have their own comp card and a template that they want you to use, and it's your responsibility to pay for your own comp cards for auditions, and that's really standard. So that's something that you would have to pay for when you do have an agency or a manager. If they're asking for anything else, don't do it. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, leave that in the comment section below. I love hearing from you. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new episodes, and also follow me on social media at Dani Walker.